Oh my gosh! What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another channel, or another video. Sorry, I can't speak. I got some new shades, if you can see. I know it's hard to see with my camera. My resolution's not very good. I'm working on getting a newer webcam as we not as we speak. I'm trying to save to go to VidCon, actually. I want to go to VidCon this year because that seems like a really fun thing and something I want to do. I want to do the creator track and learn from the best, some of the best. Anyways, I also would like to thank everyone. One of my latest videos, our Power Rangers intro tier list, is now my most viewed video with, I believe, 363 views. And that's just amazing. That's awesome, guys. So new most viewed video, it's always awesome. And it was something I enjoyed doing. So if you guys want to see more videos like that, let me know down below, which is actually where I got the idea for this video, because this is one I've wanted to do for a while, but I've never gotten to do yet. We are going to be ranking all, or not, I guess not ranking, because ranking implies that there's a number one and there's a last. Is a tier list. That's a definitive difference. We're going to be making a tier list of all the Call of Duty Zombies perks. I've been playing Call of Duty Zombies for ages, and I'm a very, very big fan. It's one of my favorite games ever. Black Ops 3, I think, is probably my favorite. If not that, then maybe Black Ops 1, actually, since it had 5. I know people don't like 5. I like 5, though. 5 is peak. But anyway, as you can see, we have all the perks here. There are a few missing, I believe. There are some Black Ops 4 perks missing, just because they are the exact same as other perks here, like I believe Deadshot Dealer and some others, like Secret Sauce is in here as well, because it just gives you a random one of these, but like Deadshot Dealer is just the same as Deadshot Daiquiri, so it's not on here. But other than that, I also have a list pulled up for all of them so we can check what they do. I remember what most of them do, but I would like just to make sure I have the official definition of all of them. And then these ones back here are the Cold War wraps for the soda cans, but there's not really a difference. They're just, I don't actually know why they're here. Anyways, let's just get straight into the video. So we're going to start with Juggernog. Juggernog increases your health from 100 to 250, cost 2,500 points. One of the first perks ever, one of the most iconic perks ever, you could say, and I believe it is S tier. You can't play you can play zombies without it, but you're not going to get very far. Jug is essential to the gameplay. It's I think the only one that even rivals how amazing it is Widow's Wine. We're going to get to that later. Jug is a staple, just like the first 4, and you really need it to have a good high round of zombies. So I do believe it is probably one of the best in the game, and it's a reasonable price. So I think it is S tier. Next, we have Speed Cola. Cuts reload time in half and builds barriers by 60% faster, and it costs 3,000. Some of you might say that's a little expensive for a perk. Being more expensive than giving you more health? That just doesn't seem reasonable. Well, think about it. Let's say you have an LMG. Let's say I have the Gorgon from Black Ops 3, for example. I pick up that gun, I'm moving like a snail, and it takes half a millennia to reload, and maybe I'm in a corner and maybe I'll have this jug, and maybe that'll give me some time to try and reload it. But what if I didn't have to wait for it to reload? Or what if I could just cut its reload time in half and make it so fast it was like it never happened? That, I think, is why Speed Cola is very important. Maybe not as essential as Jug, but if it is very useful in situations, and that's why I think it's A tier. Not as good as Jug, but it is definitely very good. Next, we have Double Shot or Double Tap Root Beer. Shoots 2 bullets for every 1 bullet fired, doubling the damage for bullet weapons. It costs 2,000 points. So far, this is the cheapest perk in our arsenal, and there's a problem. There's a reason they remade this perk. It's not very good. Really, it just gets rid of your ammo faster. And that is why it's C. It's pretty mid. I mean, if there's 5 options for perks, usually double tap I'm gonna leave out. And it's just there's a problem with it. That's why double tap 2 exists. It says it doubles the damage, but realistically it just gets rid of your ammo faster. You're gonna be constantly rebuying ammo for the wall weapon or hoping for max ammo if it's not a wall weapon. And so I think what they should have done is doubled the damage for every bullet instead of shooting 2 bullets, because that's just making your fire rate faster, essentially. And not as good, not my favorite, but it's pretty good. Alright, so next we have Quick Revive. Shorter delay before regenerating health and increased regeneration rate. Revive players faster. Cost 500 on solo and 1500 in multiplayer. Okay, here's the thing with Quick Revive. In multiplayer, it increases, I believe, it increases your generation, but it also makes you revive players faster. In solo, it revives once you have it. You only get 3 of them. It's like Spider-Man, you only get 1. Everyone gets 1. And so I think its solo ability is much better than the multiplayer one, but yet it is, like Jug, essential. You gotta have it. Is it better than Jug? I don't know. I think it is a safe hold because, you get it and then it prevents, it gives you an extra life essentially. But Jug could prevent you from dying in the first place, so I think Jug is slightly better. Next, we have Stamina Up Soda. Stamina Up, increased sprint speed and duration. Stamina regenerates faster, 2,000 points. Stamina Up is one of my favorites. I hate being slow in games. It's tedious, not a fan. Hogwarts Legacy took me ages to get my broom. Once I got my broom, loved the game. But other than that, I had to walk everywhere, and that took ages. So I hate being slow in games, especially shooters, and so I think Stamina Up is probably one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorite logos. And so that's why I think it is going to go A tier. But it's not, realistically, it is not as good as Speed Cola. Speed Cola is better than Stamina Up. But Stamina Up is just one of my favorites, so I'm slightly biased. Next, we have PhD Flopper. PhD Flopper, immunity to explosives and falling damage, also provide player with diving explosive. Now, one thing it doesn't mention is your grenades, when thrown, they multiply. I don't know what the word is. But you throw 1, 5, it turns into 5, and then you have a multitude of grenades. That's one thing it doesn't say in there. Flopper PhD, I think it's going to go in B. It's a great perk. I love it. I mean, also just diving and crowd surfing on zombies and they explode. I mean, that's freaking awesome. And especially if you have, like in the early days of Black Ops Zombies, Black Ops 1, I mean, you get the ray gun, you're going to need PhD Flopper. That explosive damage and the splash damage is crazy. Yet, it is better than Double Tap 1, but I don't think it's as good as Speed Cola and Stamina Up. Also being featured on like very few maps. Besides Cold War, I think in Cold War it was, featured in everyone, especially in the Wonder Fizz. But it was only in Black Ops 1 and Cold War, I believe. And no, was it? Or was it on? I don't remember. It's been a long time and I can't remember every map. Yeah, I think it's B tier. It's alright. It's just below. It's not as essential as Speed Cola or Stamina Up. Stamina Up's really up there just because it's one of my favorites. Alright, next we have Deadshot Daiquiri. Deadshot Daiquiri. Auto aims weapons at the head, increases hipfire accuracy by 35, and reduces weapon recoil. Costs 1,500 points. It's very cheap, very affordable, but it most likely, especially in games where you can only get 4 perks, it most probably will be left out of the group. And that's for a couple reasons. Well, one, on Xbox, you have aim assist and all that, and it is, helpful, but on PC it doesn't help at all. It is useless, I'm fairly certain. And I think that is why it's going to go with C, but I do think it is better than Double Tap, not objectively, subjectively, I guess. I just think it's slightly better than Double Tap Root Beer, but only in certain conditions on console. I believe in PC it doesn't do too much, or it doesn't do anything, actually. So, if I'm picking up perks, most probably will never pick up Deadshot. Only, if I have the space for it, as in maybe maps on Black Ops 3, stuff like that. Anyways, next we have Mule Kick. Carry an additional primary weapon, a total of 3 guns. Going down will remove the last purchased weapon. Costs 4,000 points. If I'm going to be totally honest, Mule Kick is a D tier perk for me. I am not a fan of Mule Kick. I mean, let's do the math here. Let's see. You buy Mule Kick, that's 4,000 points. You spend time trying to get a weapon. You know, let's say you spin the box 3 times to get the weapon you want. 950 times 3. Let's actually just pull out the calculator. It's a lot of mental math for me. Calculator. Let's see. Okay, so you spend 4,000. All right. Okay, let's say you do 950, 3 box spins. So times 3, you get that. So add that to the 4,000. Already, right off the bat, you've spent over enough to pack punch your gun. That's just a pack punch wedding gun. Pack punching is 5,000. Okay, so let's say this is Black Ops 3. Okay, so then after that, you pack punch your gun. That's an extra 5,000 points. You're at over 11,000 points. And then after that, let's say you want to pack punch it again, and because you get a ammo mod. But let's say once again, like spinning the box, maybe you don't get it on your first time. Maybe there's one ammo mod you specifically want. So you're gonna add another 7,500 points onto that to pack punch it again 3 more times to reroll. You're at over almost 20,000 points. And at any point during this, you could go down and lose all that progress, when you could have invested all of these points into potentially perks or guns you will keep. And this isn't the case of Black Ops 3. Mule Kick's been around a long time, but I'm just going with this example. You could have used this on perks or guns, or like I said, investing in guns that will last you the whole game. I don't see the point. I just don't like Mule Kick. It is too risky. I'm not a fan, and just it's never been my favorite. I never picked this perk up ever. And the only reason why I would pick it up is if there's multiple wonder weapons I can have. Maybe I can try go for, like, let's think. I mean, maybe if I want like a point gun and 2 wonder weapons, like I guess on Revelations, I could go Thunder Gun, Apothecary, and Ray Gun. I could do that. But at the same time, like I said, there's always the chance you lose out, and it's just too big of a chance I'm willing to make. I know I went on for a long time about Mule Kick. I don't like Mule Kick. Also, another video we can do, I just thought about, guys, we should rank, or we should do a tier list of all the jingles. That would actually be kind of cool, actually. I think I'll do that, because that's actually kind of fun. Anyways, next we're on to Double Tap 2, the better twin of Double Tap Root Beer. Double Tap Root Beer 2 increases bullet weapon damage by 33%, and it costs 2,000 points. So originally, let's recap. Double Tap Perks, or Double Tap Perk, the perk Double Tap, only shot 2 bullets for every bullet. It essentially increased your fire rate and damage, I guess. But really, it just got rid of your ammo faster, and it wasn't that good. Double Tap Root Beer increases damage, but it doesn't make you shoot more bullets, which is what I thought of originally when my buddy was originally telling me about Double Tap for the first time. I was like, that doesn't seem like, why didn't they just make the damage higher? Which is essentially what they did with Double Tap 2, so I think it goes in B tier, and I think it's just behind Flopper, though, because Flopper just... I don't really need to explain myself. I just think it's behind Flopper. Flopper helped us out a lot with, like I said, the ray gun and explosives. It just comes with more perks anyways, or it comes with more benefits, I should say. Next, we're on a Tombstone Soda. Tombstone. Players that die can run back to the same spot to recover all perks and weapons. A limited time until the power-up is lost. Cost 2,000 points. Okay, so when I was talking about Juggernog and Quick Revive, I said, okay, Quick Revive, you get that, and you're essentially giving yourself another life. But the thing is, Juggernog, you buy that, and look, because let's say you have one more spot left. Let's say you forgot to buy Juggernog and forgot to buy Quick Revive somehow. And you can only pick between the one. Do you pick Juggernog or you pick Quick Revive? Quick Revive, okay, that gives you an extra life. Juggernog at the same time, though, gives, like, that will help prevent you from going down in the first place. And this is what I'm talking about with Tombstone. Tombstone incentivizes death. While, yes, sort of a good idea, if you're playing with multiple people, well, one, I don't even know if it does anything on solo. It's been a while. But I know if you play multiplayer, you basically feed yourself to the zombies, and you leave your teammates there to deal with the rest of the round. What if it's round, I don't know, 31, and they're overwhelmed, and you're like, all right, well, I'm going to go down and just, I don't know, you're going to have to just try and wait out this round without me. That doesn't help your teammates. It doesn't help anyone at all. And so just good idea maybe on paper, but in practice it's not a very good. And I do think it is actually F tier. It is one of the worst perks in the game. Just not a very big fan of it. All right, now we got Who's Who. Who's Who's a real doozy. Who's Who spawns a doppelganger with only a pistol, a Colt M1911, I believe, allowing players to revive themselves. Cost 2,000 points. Once again, one that incentivizes death when you could invest your points, and this is a time when you could only have 4 perks at one time. You could have bought something to keep you from dying in the first place. And now, let me explain to you. This perk came out on one of the worst zombies maps of all time, Die Rise. If you know what I'm talking about, I don't need to explain it to you. Die Rise is one of the worst maps of all time. It's vertical. That's not a terrible idea, but it's just poorly done. Now, Who's Who? In tight confined spaces, you're going to go revive yourself on round 50 with a Colt M1911 while the zombies are chasing you. That doesn't sound possible. Maybe, and I don't believe you keep equipment, so you can't use monkey bombs and nothing like that. So maybe in a map with a lot of space, maybe Who's Who works. You know, maybe in Cold War Zombies got a lot of space to move around and mantle, and the movement is very good in that game. So maybe on a map like that, hey, or a game like that, hey, you know, maybe this perk works. Maybe Who's Who works. But I do believe that it is the worst perk of all time. We'll put it out there. And Die Rise is the worst map of all time. So they kind of go hand in hand. So it's immediate F tier. I don't think I need to explain myself any further. It is what it is, guys. I don't like it. Same as I don't like Mule Kick, but at least Mule Kick helps you. At least it gives you something. All right, next we have Electric Cherry. Electric Cherry. I just said it 3 times. What am I doing? Electric Shock surrounding player upon reloading. Lower the magazine bigger the shock. So basically, if you have a mag that holds 8 bullets, if you reload it at 7 bullets, when it has 7 bullets still in it, it's not gonna do as much. But if you reload it when it has 1 bullet or 0 bullets, in fact, it will do more damage. Electric Cherry, one of my favorite perk icons. Actually, I don't know why I like it so much, but I do believe it's good, but it's not as good as Flopper PhD. It's better than Deadshot. It's better than Double Tap. It's better than them, but it is not better than Double Tap 2. And I just think that it's one of those ones that kind of gets left out. Like if I get it, cool, awesome. There's nothing wrong about it. It is the best worst perk. I'll put it that way. It's cool if I got it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to get it. I'm gonna put it like that. Yeah, so with that, we can just kind of leave that there. Vulturate Elixir. This one is next. I don't know why I said it like that, but this is pretty cool. See all perks, so you can see the logos. Perks, wall weapons, mystery box through walls. Zombies drop ammo. Zombies release the gas that deters away zombies from player, and it costs 3,000 points. So essentially, you're spending 1,000 points per abilities, 3 abilities. And I'm gonna put it out there. Vulturate is pretty good. I'm gonna say it's probably better than Speed Cola and Stamina. So I said Speed Cola was good because you are reloading really fast, and essentially, and that's good. Reloading fast. There's no negative to reloading faster. Vulturate, you sit in the gas, they can't see you. Easy as that. You can take as long as you want to reload because as long as you're in the gas, zombies can't see you. And just the ability to see perks, weapons, all that through walls. That's pretty good. Zombies drop ammo, so you essentially can keep reloading. I'm building onto it, but it's really good. It's a shame it only showed up once, and then they kind of butchered it. I feel like in Black Ops 6. Black Ops 6 was kind of mid, I'm gonna be honest. It was really big. It was 300 gigabytes. Only played it a little bit. But they kind of butchered it there, but I do think Vulturate is one of my favorites, and then just pretty helpful, If I didn't convince you, there's probably some really smart people out there on the internet who can convince it for you. By the way, I just want to take this spot real fast. The way I'm going off the way perks work pre Cold War. Cold War and Cold War on, the perks work different because you can upgrade them so they have different abilities. But that's just too confusing. I'm going off how they work normally. Black Ops 4 is a bit different because depending on the way your perks are set up, they could have different abilities. We're just going off like what they do basic. You just buy it and you drink it or do whatever. I don't know what they are. They're drinks, and some of them are like the totems, right, or something. I don't remember. Anyways, just I'm trying to make that obvious, or not obvious. I'm trying to make that known and get that out there. Next we have Widow's Wine. There's also Derwonder Fizz, but that's not on here. And basically, it's just secret sauce. It just gives you a random perk. So that I don't really consider that a perk. It is good though. Alright, now we have Widow's Wine. Replace a standard grenade with spiderweb that slows zombies, increases melee damage. Also, if a zombie hits you, it makes one of your grenades go off and sticks a bunch of zombies in place. Costs 4,000 points. Costs just as much as Mule Kick. You know what the difference is between it and Mule Kick? This one has some value to it. You don't have to spend an absurd amount of money to make it worth it. Widow's Wine is peak. It is S tier for sure. Like it's Juggernaut, except it doesn't last forever. If you run out of grenades, it stops working. But you get those grenades back through drops and over time. So you got to be careful that, yeah, sure, but it still is really good. And I mean, I buy it almost every game, but I get it from the Wonder Fizz anyways. So really, for me, it costs 1,500. Now, the times I have to spend multiple times I have to spend to get it, it's a different story. But usually I can get it first or second try. So it usually costs about 3,000 points. It's really good. It's peak. I don't got to explain myself any further. You guys, I mean, I'm not a genius. So if you guys disagree, let me know down in the comments below. But I think I'm doing pretty solid here so far. All right, next we got Time Slip. Equipment cooldown rate increased. Mystery Box Pack Punch weapons appear faster. Greatly reduced trap and fast travel cooldowns cost 1,500 points. So let's see, Time Slip. I've played Black Ops 4. I played Zombies for a while, and it didn't impress me really. It was alright. Just too easy. Anyways, equipment cooldown rate increased. Yeah, after reading what it does, because it's been a while since I've played this. Let's see, equipment cooldown rate increased. Mystery box. I think this happens. This, I'm pretty sure happens. I don't think the pack punch happens, but the mystery box I know spins faster with Speed Cola in Cold War. I know we're not going off to Cold War, but maybe that's where they got that idea from. I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem that bad. And considering equipment is like one of the most useful things in Black Ops 4, I'll say it sounds pretty good. We'll put it in B. Next, actually, this one, we'll go over this one next. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like super familiar with these perks, and I haven't played with them a ton because I didn't play that much Black Ops 4 because I didn't really like it. Some of the maps were good. I liked 9. Anyways, we're just gonna get into it. Anyway, Death Perception. I know what Death Perception does because it was also in Black Ops 6 and Cold War. See enemies through see nearby enemies through walls. Receive screen indicators when enemies approach player from off screen. 2,000 points. In Black Ops 4, not a fan. In Cold War, and I guess we're not going over the Cold War, so I gotta base it off the Black Ops 4 version. In concept, it's, I guess, useful. The thing is, in Black Ops 4, there's so much going on screen. Adding more to it with Death Perception is not good. So, honestly, I think we put it in D. It's really not that good. And I'm only going off the Black Ops 4 version. The Cold War and BO6 version's alright, but it is what it is. Anyway, next we have Ethereal Razor. Costs 4,000 points. Goodness gracious. Offhand melee swipes affect multiple enemies in an arc. Offhand swipe and lunge give bonus damage and restore a small amount of health. So basically, it just increases your melee and then also like restores a bit of your health. For 4,000 points though, I don't know how effective it is because I haven't used it in a while, but like, goodness, that seems like a lot. I'm gonna put it. We're gonna go C. Below Electric Cherry, but above Deadshot. I think Cherry helps out more because it applies to every gun. I mean, you could be using a pistol, and every time you reload, it stuns enemies. Whereas this is just the melee, which I guess you always have a melee, but still, I don't know. All right, next we have. Okay, so this one is not on the list because it's literally just Electric Cherry. I don't know why they didn't just keep the name Electric Cherry. Alright, next we have Dying Wish. Instead of entering last stand, the player goes berserk for 9 seconds. While berserk, they are invulnerable and melee damage greatly increased. Afterward, the player is left with 1 health. Cooldown increases with every use. Cost 4,000 points. Goodness gracious, these are all so expensive. Okay, this one actually doesn't sound that bad. I don't mind this one, actually. You know, Black Ops 4 didn't have all stinkers. I'm going to put it... It keeps regenerating. It's not like Quick Revive where it's just you only get 3 of them. I guess you get infinite ones. You just got to wait for the cooldown. So, is it better, though? I think we put that in A tier, above stamina, below speed cola. I think that's its rightful place because that is really good. I think that is a good perk. I'm gonna be honest. As long as you can use that 9 seconds to get out of whatever situation you're in, and just get to a spot where you're gonna be able to regain health. I mean, that works out fine. All right, next we have Stone Cold Stronghold. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Standing your ground creates a defensive circle which boosts damage and armor over time while inside. Costs 2,500 points. That sounds stupid. You never want to stand still in a zombies game that's going immediate D tier. It's not F tier. Like, it is helping a bit. But at the same time, I don't think you ever want to stand still. Unless, no, unless you're at the end of a corridor or like in a spot where there's nothing behind you, things can attack you from all sides. But if you're at the end of like a corridor, I guess it's helpful. I don't know why you'd ever be at the end of a corridor though. You never want to put yourself in a corner. Alright, next we have Victorious Tortoise. Shields block damage from all directions when held. If a shield breaks, it will trigger a defensive explosion. Cost 2,500 points. Okay, so I never used shields that much, but this basically just fixed my problem. You're blocked from all sides. And when it breaks, it basically gives you a second to get out of there. It just explodes. Victoria Tortoise, not bad. It's probably going to go B tier right behind Time Slip. Because I think it's a little bit better. Because you have to have the shield first. So, next we have Bandolier Bandit. Oh, Deadshot Dealers is the one I said earlier. It's essentially just Deadshot Daiquiri. It doesn't do anything different. I think the only thing it does different is remove the scope swipe, but I think Deadshot already did that. Alright, Bandolier Bandit carry increased ammo stock. That just sounds really mid, so we're going to see. Like, that doesn't seem to... That just doesn't sound good. In all, like, sense of the thing. Doesn't sound great. Anyway, we got Winter's Wail next. Getting hit by a melee attack while not at full health will cause a frost explosion that will freeze or slow enemies nearby. You can store 3 charges. In realistic difficulty, the frost explosion will trigger regardless of health. So it's basically like a worse version of Widow's Wine. Oh, Winter's Wail, Widow's Wine. Okay, I get it. It's just the worst version of Widow's Wine. It costs just as much, I guess. But you gotta be not at full health for it to, so it won't work on the first hits. So I don't know how the charges work. That's probably pretty good. We'll put it above Time Slip. We have a solid section of them in B. Alright, next we have PhD Slider. Slide to build up charge. Once fully charged, slide an enemy, trigger an explosion. Gain full resistance to self-inflicted explosive damage and partial resistance to enemy explosive damage. Goodness gracious, so many of these Black Ops 4 perks are 4,000 points. Like if you wanted to run PhD Slider, Winner's Wail, Dying Wish, and Ethereal Razor to get all of your perks that'd be 16,000 points. Goodness gracious. And to run the most optimal, or just to run perks in the very first Call of Duty, it's going to be, let's see, that's 5,500. Let's see, 5,500, 7,500. And if you're playing solo, 8,000. So you're getting 4 for the cost of 2. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Just goodness gracious. Anyways, this is so expensive. Let's see, PhD Slider. In Cold War, you could just slide into them and it would work every time. And this one, you have to build up a charge. It's you gotta be really risky to slide into the zombies, especially in a fray, because then you get stuck. Then you gotta slide to charge it up. This doesn't sound very good. I'm gonna put it in D tier behind it, behind these two. Just doesn't sound very good. I will put Stone Cold above Death Perception though. Just because Death Perception. I'm going to put Death Perception in the back. It really doesn't help that much. I'm going to be honest with you guys. What is this next one? Oh, yeah. Secret Sauce is just the Wonder Fizz. Shell. Basic zombies have a chance to explode when killed, leaving behind a contamination field that slows enemies and increases damage dealt to them. Cooldown increases with each explosion, but resets at the start of every round. Another 4,000 points. Goodness gracious. Well, I guess it was really... Was the point system different? I don't think it was. Anyways, Shell, that just... These are like a bunch of stinkers, I'm gonna be honest. So this is basically just like the brain rot explosions from Cold War. There's a cooldown. Let's see. It goes C tier behind Bandolier Bandit. I'd rather have more ammo than just zombies exploding, I guess. What's this next one? Blood Wolf Bite. Quickly inflicting a lot of damage spawns a wolf companion that fights alongside the player. 3,000 points. That doesn't sound too bad. I mean, especially if you have a wonder weapon that deals like infinite damage or a lot of damage. And you can do a lot of damage in Black Ops 4. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Anyway, I think I'm gonna put it we're gonna put it B tier. Right, yeah, we're gonna put it in front of Winner's Wail. Alright, oh, accidentally opened an extra one. Alright, and for our last perk, what is it? Blaze Phase. Crouch, then uncrouch to dash through enemies in a blaze of fire, killing and knocking them back. Stay crouched for charge. Just stay crouched to charge for more distance. Jump to cancel charge. Once again, these all rely on you being stationary or doing things you don't want to do. I guess it's risk with reward, but like crouching just makes you slower. You're gonna have to wait to get in a spot where then you aren't gonna be crowded and stuff like that. If you're on a high round, it's oh my gosh, it's just not gonna help. I feel like these are all so stupid. This is, oh gosh, we're gonna no, we're gonna put it behind PhD. So at least when you're sliding, you can get around. You have to stay crouched for this to work, which I don't know how long it takes, but still, I don't even know what to say about it. I just don't like it. And then, like I said, these are all the Cold War ones, but those all work a bit different, so I'm not going over those. Anyway, fellas, this is the final list. We have S tier, we have Juggernog, Quick Revive, Widow's Wine. In A tier, we have Voltrate Elixir, Speed Cola, Dying Wish, and Stamina Up. In B tier, we have PhD Flopper, Double Tap 2, Blood Wolf Bite, Winner's Wail, Time Slip, Victorious Tortoise. C tier, we have Electric Cherry, Ethereal Razor, Deadshot Daiquiri, Double Tap Root Beer, Bandolier Bandit, and Shell. D tier, we have Mule Kick, Stonehold Stronghold, PhD Slider, Blaze Phase, and Death Perception. And in F tier, we have Tombstone and Who's Who. So if you guys agree with my list, let me know down in the comments below. If you disagree, also let me know down in the comments below. I want to know what you guys think. If I did good in this, I don't really care. It's my list. It's my opinion. Everyone is allowed to have their own opinion. You know, it's America. Freedom of speech. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I was gonna say President's Day, but I probably won't get this out before then. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Stay strange, everyone.